Hi everyone. It's the afternoon of Sunday, May 26th, and I thought that you might be interested in seeing what we did with our children during the children's time or the time with all God's children today during service. We were talking to the kids about creation and God's acting in creation and Jesus' life. So we talked about this world. This round plate represents our world in this experiment. And on that plate, we find ourselves, and we're represented here by a penny because it's still got a head on it. Obviously, the Queen of England is not the only person in the world, but we use her head to represent all of humanity. And of course, we are in the middle of the garden, and things don't always go as we had planned them to, or as God had planned them to. Sometimes we do some really good things. And sometimes we do some really bad things. Sometimes there is so much sin in the world that it seems almost overwhelming. We can't even see our way through it, either because it's in us so deeply or because it's in the systems that we deal with so deeply. And so it overwhelms us, going right over top of our penny. But God said, I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I don't want you to be by yourself. I want to be in relationship with you. And so God sent Jesus. God came to earth in Jesus Christ. And one of the words we know for Jesus is the light of the world. And so we put him in as a candle. And of course, if he's going to be the light of the world, we should probably light him up. But we know that was not how the story ended. We know that the powers that be did not like that light. The powers that be did not want that light to continue. And so they killed him. They crucified him. And when his disciples and his friends took him down from the cross, they put him in a cave. They put him in an unused tomb from Joseph of Arimathea. And so today our cup is going to represent our glass is going to represent the cave. And I wonder if you think you know what will happen to it. The light will probably go out as it extinguishes or it has no more air. And so Jesus went into the tomb. And in his death, in his time in the grave, he brought all of the sin, all of the darkness, all of the hardship to himself. And there's a little bit left on the plate, you can see. There's still a little bit of sin here and there because that's the reality of our world, that we don't live without it. But as little Miss Charlotte said at church this morning, Jesus sucked it all in. Jesus took all of our sins, all of our misdeeds, and brought them to himself, so that we might know a life that is so abundant, a life that is so amazing that we can't help but be witness to the good news. So that was our exciting experiment for the kids today. If you want to try it yourself, it's easy enough to do. Thanks to my mom who told me about it and shared it with me, and I hope that you got something out of this experiment. Hope to see you next week at church.